Hello. I hope your day is off to a good start. Hello. I am making a video today. I don't know, it just came to my mind that it would be a good time to share an experience that I had of connecting sort of with a soul from a time before, and that might sound a little funny, but every time I learn something and do sort of research or historical learning, I feel like I connect with souls of people who have been, and sometimes that is very humbling and amazing. So I'm going to share this experience. I did a research project on tune books to get my DMA. Very sophisticated, I know. But I ended up doing a lot of digging into old resources, and what I found there surprised me and sometimes horrified me, and yeah, it was a lot to make sense of and to digest. And so I'm just going to share this experience. I found a book, one of many, like hundreds that I found, but called Indian Melodies. And this was a tune book. This is a printout of a PDF, but published in 1845 by Thomas Commuck for the Methodist Episcopal Church at the time. And so Thomas Commuck was a Narragansett Indian, and he was part of sort of an attempt at Christian conversion and missionary work geared toward Native American people, which was happening at the time in this country. But a lot of that was to sort of suppress and take away Native, indigenous Indian faith practices and replace them with Christian ones. So this practice that was, this attempt, I should say, to reframe Thomas Commuck's beliefs and sort of establish him as a Christian, which I now don't feel so great about. However, that same tradition made it possible for him to publish this book, and therefore many things in the book are represented, and there's a historical record of things which might not have otherwise existed. So it's sort of an interesting thing. But I just want to read a word that he talked about in here. He wrote a little preface, and I'm just going to read that because this is what sat with me and made me see him in his wholeness, and frankly made me weep. So he's talking about the idea that maybe somebody else who's more educated should have written the preface to this work, but then he says he couldn't find anyone else, but he knows the public is going to be critical of it, and he's talking about these challenges, and he says, add to this the circumstance of having been born not only in obscurity, but being descended from that unfortunate and proscribed people, the Indians, with whose name a considerable portion of the enlightened American people are unwilling to associate even the shadow of anything like talent, virtue, or genius, and as being wholly incapable of any improvement, either moral, mental, or physical. And the wonder will cease to be a wonder in view of all these disadvantages. It is not without great diffidence that he attempts to appear at the bar of public opinion, not knowing but judge prejudice may preside and condemn his work to the deep and silent shades of everlasting oblivion without even a hearing. And it still churns up for me such an emotional response. And when I first read it, I had to sit, I had to stop, and I had to just absorb that. And in that moment, I felt like, okay, Thomas Commuck, I have never met you, I don't know you, but I see you. I see you. Friends, there's a lot of seeing to do. There's a lot of experiencing of the past and rehumanizing people to do, and seeing them in their true experience and realizing that there has been harm and pain and so many things. And right now, I think this is what I need to do, is to bring an invitation to just see and hear. So this is a long video. Here is a song from that book. I need not go abroad for joy. I have a feast at home. My sighs are turned into songs. The Comforter is come. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hosanna, Hosanna. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hosanna, Hosanna. I see you, Thomas Commuck, and I hear you.